It's the Sunday after the new second lockdown announcement from Boris, and we entered into some we already had a shopping order from Tesco's, didn't we?
Yeah.
Going, and we entered into some panic buying. I said to Wendy yesterday, did you order any alcohol? And she said yes, a bottle of vodka. So I said, right, get back on there, change the order. I want another bottle of vodka and a couple of bottles of gin as well. So that was our panic buy, making sure that we've got enough alcoholic beverages to keep us going over the month-long lockdown that's about to happen, isn't it?
Yes.
we think a bottle a week is probably going to be all right, isn't it? 4 bottles of gin and vodka. Yeah. So we'll probably be okay with that. It's variously raining, windy and dry. So I suppose just like it is for all of you out there, it's a bit like that for us. We're near we're right on the canal, and we're safely tucked up in our mooring at the Marina, and which is where we'll be for the whole of the for the lockdown, if it gets voted through in Parliament. I suppose it will. So I don't suppose it'll make much difference to us, will it? When?
No.
We don't really. I mean, we do pop down to the village to go to the pub or there's a club down there.
Joined. I'm going to miss that.
We've just paid a 6-month membership fee till the end of the year. I know it's not 6 months, but it was half price for the end of the year.
Club? Is it
it's the ex-servicemen's club.
Ex-servicemen's club, yeah. And
So we joined that. It's really friendly, really nice atmosphere, and the beer's cheaper as well, and they have guest ales in, so really good. Nice. So that knocked that on the head.
Yeah, that of course.
We've only been there 3 times, but it is what it is, isn't it? Yeah. And you just have to cope with it and do the best you can. We'll be letting you know how we're getting on with the lockdown, and letting you know how we're getting on in general, because we won't be able to do much. We won't be able to go out. During lockdown, we'd planned in. There's some good weather coming up next week, but we won't be allowed to cruise out.
Oh, I don't see why not.
No, not allowed.
Oh.
That's a lockdown. That's.
Oh, does it apply to boats as well?
Yes, that's leisure travel.
Oh yeah, it is. You're not allowed to travel for
not
leisure.
allowed to travel for leisure.
Even a car or motorhome or no.
So you won't be able to do it.
Oh dear. Yes.
So we'll show you what we're doing. I've got plenty to do in terms of DIY. I've captured all the inverter and lithium battery, but I haven't got all the bits that I need. I probably need to order some wire, but we're trying to spend the rest of the year not spending any money.
Yeah.
So that's going to be challenging. I don't think I've got enough wire to wire it back through to get it right. Although I might have enough to wire up the lithium battery to the existing 12-volt fuse box, and then plug the inverter in to the shore power, and then we'll have a charged up battery without starting the engine. Anyway, we'll see about that. It's the first day of lockdown, so I thought I'd take the opportunity today, it's a lovely sunny day, to have a bit of a clear up, and I'm actually standing in the engine bay. last time I was in here, we had a load of water in the engine bay. It's a standard thing to get sort of water coming through the stern gland where the engine prop shaft goes out and attaches to the propeller. I'm going to take you down there now to show you that. Down here we've got the prop shaft of the engine, and that goes right through and out into the water through this stern gland, which you can see is just dripping there. So you'll see there's quite a bit of grease coming out, and usually we'd sort of turn this handle to sort of pack that with grease so that maybe that will stop the water flowing through. So I think we might need to have that attended to. Well, yeah, it is slowing down, so it was going drip, 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 but now I've turned the handle. I'll turn this handle up here a few times. It could do with another maybe couple of turns and get that really packed in so that that stops dripping. And what I'm going to do is get a cloth and just clean that up a little bit, because the grease comes down this pipe here all the way down and comes into there. That is the this bit is the bilge pump. It's not an automatic bilge pump, unfortunately. So what we've got is a bilge pump that we have to operate from up here on the control panel, and if I don't, or if it fills up, because normally this whole area is covered by the deck boards, these, and we can't really see down in there. But if we're not as attentive to that as we should be, what can happen is that little plastic container down there can overspill and do what it's done as we find it now. Just down there, because the water comes from back there through the stern gland and then out, and it goes all around the engine bay. But let me just show you that. So down here you can see I've got a little monkey bucket down there, and that is actually, there's about an inch of water that comes, it overflows from this bucket and goes out this way. I'm not quite sure how to stop that happening. I don't think I can. But this is the engine bay, and all the stuff that the engine sits on is all dry. But you'll see there's quite a lot of water. Well, I'll keep a sponge down there so I can soak it up. But also you can see something we did know about is all of this stuff here needs a good clean up and a good painting. So what I'm going to do is get on and empty that water out, clean it up, see how much I can dry it out. Because it's not doing it any good. That's water on top of steel. That's not gonna do it much good, or any good at all, and it increases the amount of rust that will be on that bit of the hull. So needs cleaned out, needs drying, and then if I can keep it dry over the winter, I can then really get down there with a wire brush and really clean it up, get some cure rust on it, and make sure that it's all nice, it keeps nice, because obviously if that rusts through underneath there underneath that steel plate, is the canal. So if that goes through, water will be coming up. And we wouldn't want that, because that water coming up through the bottom of the boat means the bottom of your boat ends up on the bottom of the canal. So we don't need that. So I'm just going to get on and empty that out. Well, it's all pretty peaceful, isn't it, when the engine's not running? But that's the sort of, well, we don't usually see the engine uncovered on narrowboats. They're normally just at the back here, or maybe slightly forward in an engine room, but they're usually covered up in a covered up in a little room. So that's where ours is. And you've seen earlier that it gets a bit flooded. I was just trying to run the engine to see whether water comes from other places, because there are a couple of other places. It can come from the sort of engine cooling water overflow, or it can come from the what's called a calorifier, which is the hot water tank that's also in the engine room just at the back there. Now both of those have overflow pipes that come into that little bilge container, which is effectively the bottom of a plastic bottle, so that it helps to sort of stop the water from flowing all around the engine room. Of course, we haven't done that because I think rain is getting in there. I can't see anywhere else that water is coming from. The engine room bay cover is not sealed. It's sort of a bit open to the rain. We tried to cover it with sort of rubber mats, but you know what water's like. It finds its way through all sorts of little gaps, and I think the rain is getting in, so I might have to sort of take some sort of action to try and seal the top, because although it's a sort of a U channel all around, I think it's getting in there and overflowing. I'm really not sure, and I've got no way of testing it really, other than pouring water in. I really don't want to do that. But the engine room floor is now on its way to being dry. It's been an hour or so of me sort of crouching down in there with a sponge and a bucket, trying to soak it all up, and it's pretty well done now. I'm happy with that until the next time. It's getting a bit late on. What is it, about 5 o'clock I think, so I'm going to go and have a cup of tea, put the engine bay covers back on, and try and get everything sort of matched back in. There is one thing that I have changed. Across where I'm sitting now was an old sort of made of OSB board, that sort of compressed wood chip, not the usual stuff you find, but stuff you'd find on sort of building sites to board stuff over. It really soaks up the water badly, and that was covered with a bit of metal plate, the sort of step plates that you get. So I've taken that off, and just in the bit that I'm sort of sitting on the edge of now, I've made another sort of slatted wooden seat. I'm going to put the engine bay cover back on, and then I can show you the seat in place. This is the sort of area at the back where you normally sort of stand and use the tiller to steer the boat, and there's this sort of big area here. This normally contains a little storage box, well, quite a big storage box, with there's a tonneau cover that comes, which we can't use really because we're always in and out. The tonneau cover is for storage really, where you want to put the boat away for the winter and you cover it up, and it sort of goes up at an angle up to the roof there. So what I've done here for comfort is to build a little seat that just slots in there. I'm just going to go and get that. So here it is. It's just bare wood at the moment. Fairly simple construction. Just a couple of slats there, and that just sits nicely in between those seats there. So these are sort of storage boxes here, and I'm just resting that directly on there. Bit more work to do. Going to angle these off so it gives it a smoother edge around there. Bit of trim up at the back to do, and maybe rounding off at the front, and then painting. So I was looking online to find out how to paint the interior of narrowboats, and you look at all sorts of DIY stuff, and I came across a painter and decorator YouTube channel, and he was saying how you could paint over already varnished wood, so you wouldn't have to strip it back, all that stripping back the varnish and sanding and all that stuff. And they recommended this Zinsa paint. It's a primer sealer stain killer, so it really does, it goes on. You can paint it directly over varnish, paint it directly over any other surface, like if you've got knots in wood, you want a bit of knot sealer on that, but this will seal it as well. So just paint it straight on, and that then becomes your undercoat for the whatever colour you put on. So I bought some of that to go on the bedroom walls on the tongue and groove section we've got on the upper part. So we've got tongue and groove above the gunnel, and flat boards, plywood with a nice face on it on below the gunnels. So we're going to paint in the bedroom above the gunnels in a nice light colour, just to brighten the whole thing up. There we are. That's what we're getting on with. And this is our lockdown day one. What is it, another 29 to go? Don't forget, we didn't do lockdown last time. We were in Sweden.
Today's the first day of lockdown, so I haven't been out of the Marina today because I don't need to unless I need some shopping, because at the end here there's a nice dog walking field for everybody that lives on the Marina. So when I come back, the sun was shining, so we sat outside on the deck and had a nice cup of coffee, and we sat out there for about an hour and a half. There was no boats going past on the canal, of course, and only a couple of boats going along to have a pump out that belonged here. So I've been indoors after that, cleaning the wood. I've got some polish. I polished up all the wood. I cleaned the stove out. It's very exciting, but it's very satisfying, because when it's done I thought, oh, that does look nice. And then I've got we got potatoes and Brussels sprouts and that left over, so I bought a big bag of onions for $2.99, so I'm gonna peel a few of those and make up Bubble and Squeak for tonight, because we got to use things up and we don't want to having to go shopping unnecessary. Or anyway, I like using things up, I don't like throwing things out. Then so it's getting on a bit now. I don't know if you've seen my lovely plants. They're beautiful, aren't they, that I've got up there? It feels really nice to have those plants.
There's those.
Yeah, it adds a bit of colour. So look, as you can hardly hear, we're quite near the M1, aren't we, really? 2 miles away?
Less than 2 miles.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I can just hear a distant hum. Otherwise I can't see anybody. It's
very calm today. Very quiet.
If you have high blood pressure, it's beautiful, because it just calms you down. Yeah.
When's the shopping delivery coming?
I've got a shopping delivery. I ordered it before lockdown, and it's coming on Sunday.
Oh,
so
good.
we'll manage till then.
Yeah.
There's not many days left.
No.
So that's will Sunday come. You have to pay. There's no free slots now. You have to pay £4.50 for.
And we did another shopping order, didn't we?
Yeah, for a couple of weeks' time.
Just in a couple of weeks' time, just so that we know we've got that slot in there and we've got the order in. So a bit of forward planning.
It's unlike us, isn't it?
Yeah. I did panic. So I told Wendy to get extra vodka and gin.
You did, yes. Yeah, and boxes of wine, you said.
And boxes of wine.
Yeah, we'll miss going out because since we've been back in England, we've enjoyed going to the pub.
Yeah.
And wandering along, or the club.
There's a club in town.
Which we've joined. Miss it.
Which is very good, but that'll be closed now.
It's an ex-serviceman's club, isn't it?
Yeah.
Such nice people, so... But anyway, you just adjust, don't you? And, there's always bonuses. I think I'll have everything sorted out and nice and clean, soon, in a while, yeah.
Lovely sunset today.
Yes, it is lovely, yeah. I feel very lucky to be here.
Look at that.
Still enjoying the outdoor life, yes.